Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of EmpireJeffTV EPJ Sports Night edition. I'm your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Tuesday night live from Los Angeles, California. And we had a rough little day today for Los Angeles sports teams. We're going to touch on both of them. We're going to talk on Lakers first, and we'll get to the Dodgers in a bit. So if you're here for the Dodgers, just stick around, show the Laker coverage some love, and we'll get you guys shortly. Crazy ending to this game. You already had a unique situation going here. 2 games back-to-back in OKC to close out the season here as we head down the stretch. A couple more games left. Tough 2-game stretch for these Lakers trying to hold on for that 3rd seed for dear life. And they get 2 games in OKC, the number 1 seed OKC, while they're going through that stretch. And the Lakers caught a bad break today. They caught a bad break. And we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on the Dodgers' bad stretch right now. Going to take your guys' questions, your comments, as usual. But overall, not a great day for LA sports-wise, man. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. If you're new to the channel, if you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. Search, I see you working hard in the chat already. I appreciate you. Tough loss for the Lakers. I was probably one of the first people out here months ago saying that I did not fear this OKC team. Did not fear them. Got a lot of pushback on that. I said that after the Luka trade, there's really no one in the Western Conference that I fear. And everyone says, anyone but OKC, anyone but OKC. I'm like, I don't even fear OKC. It's not that they're not good. It's not that they're not solid. It's not that they can't beat the Lakers. They can. The Lakers can beat them, y'all. I've been saying that since January. They beat them on Sunday, convincingly blew them out, killed them on their own floor. Had a chance to do it again tonight. The tale of 2 totally different games. Lakers just blew them out the water in game 1 on Sunday. Like it's a playoff series. I'm saying game 1. First game of the back-to-back games in OKC, not nights. Lakers shot like 70-something% from 3 in that first half. Hit a club record from threes in that game. Insane performance on Sunday. Their defense, though, was incredible. Today's game, it was different. Like they took everything OKC threw at them and they just kept chipping away, kept coming back, gave up an absurd amount of points in the first half, still found a way to take the lead in the 3rd and 4th quarter, still had a chance in this game until Luka Doncic got kicked out for what seems to be arguing or cursing at a fan. Now, Luka already having a tech, gets another one, gets kicked out. Now, regardless of the fact of the referee being right or wrong here, regardless of that fact, now clearly he was wrong. He was wrong. No doubt about that. He was wrong. Luka has to be better. He already got kicked out of a game this year for the Lakers for running his mouth. He's going to have to learn. He has to stay on the floor. These refs have proven to him that they will kick him out. They will kick him out. And as long as he continues to not hear their warning, they will continue to kick him out. What if this happens in a playoff game? LeBron has been known to get on referees. He has been known to complain to referees. Kobe did the same thing. Those guys didn't get kicked out. So either Luka is saying some next level stuff to them or they're just completely over it. Referee was wrong. Do not get it twisted. But your stars have to find a way to stay on the floor. Have to stay on the floor. Now, these refs were on one today. They were on one. But the Vando tech, I actually understand. That's a reputation tech. Vando's turned himself into a guy that's going to muck things up. Not quite necessarily to the extent of like a Draymond Green or a Dylan Brooks. Not on that level, but he's making a name for himself in that cloth. Like he's making a name for himself for a guy that's trying to get under guys' skin, ruffle some feathers, start some problems. And when you seek that reputation, you seek that attention. And I'm a Vando guy. You know this. I'm a big-time Vando guy. One of the biggest Vando fans there is out here when it comes to being patient with him, letting him ride things out, convinced that he can continue to help this team win. I'm a Vando guy. A lot of you guys know that. But Vando has to learn that the refs are looking for this now, just like Luka has to learn. Regardless of the fact Luka's tech was wrong, Vando's I was fine with, because Vando has asked for this attention. He has it. When you want to be the tough guy and you want to be the enforcer, which I love that. I love that we have that. I love that he's that. But you have to understand what comes with that when you want that role. When you want that attention, when you want that reputation, you get that attention. Vando wants that reputation. Now he's got that attention. And again, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is our star, our number one option, getting kicked out of a game for talking trash to to a fan, and the ref mistaking it as being said to them. Ref should not have kicked him out. But if you're Luka, you can't give them a reason. You can't give them a chance to be wrong. You can't do it. You let your team down. The refs absolutely let the league down. Let the Lakers down. Let any team down they would have done this to. There's no doubt about that. Ref was wrong. The ref was wrong. And even in the post-game press conference, and the crew chief was saying he looked right at the ref and said it, when that's not the case. So either they haven't watched the replay or that referee crew still believes in their hearts that Luka was talking to the ref. Now, the fan interviewed after the game blatantly said that he called Luka short, made fun of him, and pointed to the ref and said it, and the ref kicked him out. So Luka's saying he said it to a fan. The fan is acknowledging that that Luka said it to him, kind of bragging and rubbing it in that he got Luka kicked out. And yet none of the refs saw that and are still standing on the fact that he was talking to the refs. So the league will resend this tomorrow, because I believe Luka's at 16 techs now. And if he is, he's suspended tomorrow back in Dallas. No way in hell the league is letting that happen, unless I'm just 100% wrong. I find it very hard to believe that the ref would let Luka Doncic miss his return to Dallas for being suspended due to techs. They're not going to miss out on that coverage. They're not going to miss out on that moment, in my opinion. And if they do, I'm 100% wrong. Be the first to admit it. But as wrong as the ref was, and he was absolutely wrong, absolutely wrong, Luka Doncic has to be better at keeping his composure to ensure that he does not put himself in position for this to ever happen again. Because this isn't the first time, and it won't be the last time, as long as he continues to let people get under his skin. And he did say something that I also agree with him on. He said, I've never asked for a fan to be kicked out. I've never gotten a fan kicked out. I shouldn't be kicked out by going back at them. And he's right. He's 100% right. I agree with him. My beef isn't with the fact that my beef isn't with the fact that Luka is chirping. That's not my beef. My beef is Luka is chirping while he knows refs have proven to him that they will kick him out. And I know for a fact that he was given warnings in this game. There's no way they just did that without any warnings, because it was probably happening all game. So the ref should not have done it. He was wrong for that. He should be fined and suspended for it. Ref was wrong. But Luka's got to read the room and understand. He's got to understand these guys aren't playing. For whatever the reason, get your agent involved, have the team get involved, reach out to the league, do whatever you can. But until it's resolved, you can't pop off. You can't pop off. The fact that you're still sitting here with these technicals that can have you missing games, you can't pop off. Even if you don't get kicked out, you're going to get technicals where you can miss the last game or two of the season when the Lakers are fighting for that seed. Can't do that. And again, for those who are coming in the room, the ref was wrong. Ref was 100% wrong. 100% wrong. But so was Luka. So was Luka. Not for what he said, not for what he did, but for not recognizing the warnings that the league is giving him that they will kick him out. And it's terrible. It shouldn't happen. Plenty of other guys get away with worse. But for whatever reason, the league has let it be known to Luka that they will boot him. They will boot him out the game. He's got to adjust. He has got to adjust. Lakers had no chance after he got booted. I feel the Lakers win that game if Luka stays. Can't prove it. We're never going to know. But I feel that because of what they did to them the last game, I feel because what happened to them in last year's playoffs, I feel because they had Luka, Braun, and AR who could almost get what they wanted against them, I feel like the Lakers would have pulled this off. Got no way to prove it. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel they would have pulled it off. This OKC team, the reason I've said why I don't believe they will go to the finals, now they can, but why I don't believe they will go to the finals is because I believe they will fold under pressure. I don't believe they're there. I don't believe they're going to be able to do it. If they do it, congrats to them, props to them. They deserve all the credit they get. Them, Houston, Memphis, those types of teams, I don't trust mentally. I don't trust mentally. Phoenix is out of it. Denver's falling apart. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. What's going on with up there with our old friends, the Denver Nuggets, and the firing of head coach Mike, Lakers Daddy Malone, as he like to call himself, and them. He's out of there. He's gone. Sayonara. Hasta la vista, baby. What's that unemployment hitting like in Denver? Let me know. But when you look around this Western Conference, everyone seems to be scared of OKC. I'm not. There's not a single team that scares me in the Western Conference. None. The difference between saying no one scares me and saying no one can beat us is two totally different things. We can get beat by several teams in the Western Conference. We can beat almost any team in the Western Conference. Will we? That remains to be seen. That remains. But I've been saying for months, I got crazy pushback. I'm happy to start seeing some people who were pushing back on me come around. Welcome to the party. We've been expecting you. It's good to see y'all come around. It's good to see y'all come around. Look, OKC very well could make it to the NBA Finals. I just don't think they're going to. And I think the Lakers can knock them out. I think the Lakers can knock Denver out. I think the Lakers can knock the Clippers out. I think the Lakers can knock Houston out. I think the Lakers can knock Memphis out. Dallas, Golden State. I wouldn't put the Lakers as the favorite against every one of those teams. And I'm not going to say the Lakers aren't invincible against any of these teams. I'm just saying they could beat any of these teams. And if the ball bounces their way matchup-wise, the Lakers could still find themselves in the finals. They got to get their defense right. Their shooting is starting to come around. Their defense has got to get back to that January 1st to February 28th style of play if they want any chance of sniffing a deep playoff run in the Western Conference or a finals trip. They got to get that defense right. Got to get that defense right. Has not been right. I don't believe LeBron James is at 100%, nor do I believe he's giving 100%. I think he's trying to make sure he gets to the playoffs either fully recovered or better. I think he's kind of picking and choosing when to turn it on. If you saw him in the first half tonight and then saw him in the second half tonight, he just hasn't looked the same since he returned. And I think because he's kind of managing that injury still. He wanted to get back. He wanted to make sure they had a higher seed in the playoffs to the best of his ability, be out there with his teammates. And I respect him for that. But I do not believe he's 100%, and I believe as a result of that, he cannot give 100%. That's just me. But if he is saving it for the playoffs and he becomes second half versus OKC LeBron, along with Luka and the way Reeves can do that downhill trio, then the Western Conference is going to have some problems, y'all. The rest of the league in the Western Conference is going to have some problems because I believe the Lakers have as good a chance as anyone in the West of making it to the NBA Finals. Now, will they? That remains to be seen. We will see. Obviously not the betting favorites, but the Los Angeles Lakers have as good a chance, in my estimation. I'm just one guy who watches games on the couch or in my back office here. Occasionally goes to games. It's just my opinion. Could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% right. Time will tell. But I believe that this Laker team is capable of beating anyone, including the defending champion Boston Celtics. If they get to the finals, I just believe that. But injuries, defense, rookie head coach, 40-year-old Braun, there's some things here. You know, if Braun is able to turn it up, then the 40-year-old thing goes out the window. All right, because when he's dropping 30, we don't talk about the 40 years old. We do talk about how incredible it is that someone who's 40 is doing it. But we can't just pick and choose when we use the 40th thing. I'm saying if his body doesn't recover because he's 40, then that's going to hurt us, right? It's going to hurt us. If Austin doesn't continue this level of play in the playoffs, that's going to hurt us. If DFS, who I believe has a chance to be a major playoff contributor, doesn't do what I think he's capable of, we're going to be in trouble. If Vando doesn't help this team win playoff games with his defense and intensity like I think he can, we're going to be in trouble. Rui is going to be needed. Gabe Vincent going to be needed. All these things, all these factors we need. All these things we need. So because we need all those things, there's not a lot of room for error, which is why we're not the favorite. But if a thing here, a thing there goes right, Lakers could be in the finals, y'all. Once again, this is EmpireJeffTV. This is an EPJ Sports Night edition. I am your host, Empire Jeff. First half of the show, we are talking the Los Angeles Lakers and their loss to the OKC Thunder tonight on a questionable and controversial ejection of Luka Doncic by a dumbass referee. Let's just call it that. Second half of the show, we will be talking about the suddenly struggling Los Angeles Dodgers losing it once again to the Washington Nationals minor league, major league affiliate in Washington, D.C. today. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, this, you know what? If you would have told any of us, there's a lot of things. This is why with this Laker team, if this was a year ago, I'd have been like, yeah, I have no trust in this team. We're done. We're cooked. I don't have that same level of doubt in this team. I don't have the same level of doubt. I'm not sitting here saying, oh yeah, we're winning it all. I guarantee you. I'm not going there. What I'm saying is I don't have the same level of doubt in this team that I did last year or the first half of this year. With that being said, if you would have told me, and this is the reason why, if you would have told me 6 months ago, one, that we would have Luka, two, our defense would have went ballistic for 2 months, three, JJ Redick would have had a rookie head coaching year like he is here, Braun would have had the year he had, Austin Reeves would have ascended to a next level like he did, but we would have got DFS, and we split 2 games against the number 1 seed in the final week of the season, and we're fighting for the number 3 seed in the West. If you'd have told me all that 6 months ago, I would have told you were crazy. I would have took you for a drug screen. I know what it'd take you. I would have took you. So even with that said, we've gone too far to be like, oh, we should just be happy to be third because we didn't expect it. Nah. What I'm saying is I'm happy that we're in position to be upset about being a 3rd seed. What I'm saying is I'm happy we're in position, the fact that we get to complain about Luka being kicked out of a game. What I'm saying is we're privileged to be able to say and complain about DFS having a bad game. This is what I'm saying, that all these things that have gone wrong are still a result of things that have gone right. Luka getting kicked out, we got a superstar. DFS, we got a very strong addition to this roster to play come playoff time. Austin Reeves turning himself into the certified third option on this team, which myself have been highly doubtful that he'd be able to be that guy on this team. Could he be the 3rd best player on a team that's a contender? That has been a big concern of me when it comes to Austin Reeves. I like Austin. I think he's solid. He's a great piece of this team. My only doubt was, could he be our 3rd guy? Counted on every single playoff game. That has been my only criticism of him. Not even a criticism, my only question of him. And as the year went on, I started getting more and more and more and more confident in that. I don't know if I'm convinced I still want to say that, but I'm much more confident now. I think he's a baller. I think what he's doing is great. But just as anyone else, we got to see it come playoff time. While you're playing with Luka, playing with Braun. Got to see it come playoff time. He's capable. He's proven that. Will he do it? And that's kind of where I'm at with all of it. It's just simply stating the facts that on one hand, I can't believe we're fighting for the third seed. We have Luka and these other guys on one hand. On the other hand, knowing that we do have them, I'm kind of upset we don't have the 2 seed, right? So it's that struggle. It's that struggle of understanding where we are, but also understanding how we got there. And this Laker team, if they pull off this third seed, even with everything they had to go through to get it, I just don't know. The OKC coach probably going to get coach of the year. But I don't understand how a team who people picked to miss the playoffs, who was competing all season long, overachieving most of the season, then getting Luka. I don't understand how Coach JJ Redick wouldn't be in line for NBA Coach of the Year. I just don't see it. And I know they can't give you that after a playoff win, but I am 100% convinced that the Lakers could knock off this OKC team in the playoffs. Will they? That remains to be seen. But they can. OKC knows it. They know it. Will it happen? We'll see. Denver knows it. The Clippers know it. Memphis knows it. Houston knows it. All these teams know it. Lakers got to show it. Lakers got to show it because several of these teams can knock them off as well, including OKC and all the teams I mentioned. All these teams could knock the Lakers off. Will they? There's certain teams I'm more confident in than others as far as us knocking them off. But OKC, I've never been scared of. You guys know this. I was the first one out here not running from them. The first one not running from them. As far as from content creation. All the content creators were talking about OKC like they were the boogeymen. Boogeymen. Nah. I was halfway into the NBA, buried in baseball, and I still knew that I wasn't 100% bought in on this OKC team. Very good team. Very good team. I want to be careful because I don't want to come off like I'm slandering them. I'm not calling them frauds. They are not frauds. They are a legit number 1 seed. Legit. But I say that to say this. They don't make number 1 seeds like they used to, baby. They don't make them like that no more. They don't make them like that no more. You know what the number 1 seed is now? And it sucks to say this because I value the regular season and I want to give respect to anyone who wins the number 1 seed. But you know what the number 1 seed in a conference is now? It's just the team that took the regular season the most serious. It's just the team that chased as many regular season wins as possible. It's just a team that probably stayed healthier than any other team. It's just all of these things. Limited load management. Now, OKC had injuries. Let's not act like they didn't. I'm just talking about today's era's typical number 1 seed is a team that chases that number 1 seed, while other teams are like, look, let's get into the playoffs healthy. We got vets. We're well coached. We'll be fine. I respect any team that chases the number 1 seed. But OKC chased it last year. What happened? What happened? I could see a very similar future for them this playoffs. I really could. Very good team. Very well coached. SGA is a stud. Got a lot of good players on that team. A lot of great chemistry. I can't sit up here and say enough good things about the OKC Thunder other than the fact I just don't 100% believe in them. But I could say that about a lot of teams. I could say that about the defending champion Boston Celtics. Couldn't even say that about the Lakers, right? Even though I'm sitting here saying they could beat anyone. I could also sit up here and say, I don't 100% believe in them. I believe in them a lot more than I did earlier in the year and last year. But if I could say that about my own team objectively, when I do think they can be a contender, I could say that about anyone else. And if Austin can play at legit third option level in the playoffs, the defense improves, shooting stays hot, Braun is healthy, then the sky's the limit, y'all. A lot of ifs, but a lot of ifs come in sports. That's why people say, I'd rather be lucky than good any day. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because you got to be lucky in this league as well as good to make it as far as you want to make it. Just is what it is. Once again, please drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Appreciate everyone who has done so already. Let me see here. You can also become a member to the channel for less than the cost of lunch. You can become a member for an entire month. Tap that join button or hit that first link in the description to become a member. You can also tap that Cash App $ Empire Jeff, and great way to help support the channel, as well as get your MLB, NBA, NFL gear, and more. Make sure to use our link at Fanatics to get special discounts on your purchase. Also help support the channel. We have partnered with the people at Fanatics, and when you order through them via us, they take care of us because you order through us. Great way to help support the channel while getting all the gear you would get anyways, your Laker gear, your Dodger gear, whatever team you go for, they have it, as well as memorabilia. What can I say? Memorabilia. There we go. Make sure, tap that link, get your merchandise, help out the channel. We appreciate y'all, man. So let me get to some of your comments here. BC, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you. Big Baby Sports says the referees gave the game to the Thunder, in my opinion. Big Baby, yeah, there was a downhill spiral after that for sure. King Carter said thoughts on Denver firing Malone and Booth. So I've got some. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back. Let me rip through some of these, and we're gonna touch on that because very, very interesting time of the year to make that firing, those firings. So I'll get back to that. There you go. Make sure to support Big Baby. Absolutely. Let's see. Kane says, one thing I found kind of cringe, though, is Laker fans popping bottles after the Westbrook sequence and the Malone firing, looking happier than when they run the ring is weird. The ring is weird. Yeah. Like I said, man, some of these pom-pom Laker fans, I've talked about this often. Some of these pom-pomming Timberwolves tramp stamp Laker fans, the Los Angeles Timberwolves Laker fans, they just it just weirds me out, bro. Sitting over here acting like Mike Malone getting fired takes away all the times he beat us. Doesn't. Sitting over here acting like any of that changes what they did to us. Doesn't, right? I wanted to beat them with them. I would have celebrated that. I wanted to beat them with him. They took that away from us. I'm not celebrating him getting fired. I wanted to beat him. Right? Celebrating someone getting fired. I don't do that. But at the end of the day, the Westbrook situation, you guys have heard me numerous times take up for Russ as a person, as a man, as a contributor to this community that I live in, as well as others. Russ is a solid dude that's done a lot of good for a lot of people. I will continue to stand on that. He just was not a fit for the Lakers, and some people can't separate a player from a man. But I guarantee you, if any of these dudes who are out here bashing Russ saw him on the street, they wouldn't say a word. If Russ was able to use his hands, they wouldn't say a word. And they'd be the first to take his charity too. The first. So shout out to Russ, the man, the father, the husband, what he does for our community without asking for any of it, without having a publicist come witness it. I rock with Russ 100% as a man. Didn't work as a Laker. But as a man, a lot of people can learn from Russ. Facts. Kane says, one thing I found. Why am I repeating this again? Oh, because he put it twice. Come on, Kane. Daniel Berry said, both the late teams lose. Yeah, Daniel Berry. Annoying. James Wood. Yeah, we're going to touch on that. What's up, Cuba? The bandwagon. The hell with these refs, Jeff. And I'm a bandwagon. That's how you know it's bad, too. Yeah, it was bad, man. It was really bad. And like I said, the referees have a chance to huddle if they feel they got it wrong. Even if you kick a guy out, you could huddle. Say, I missed that. That's my bad. They do it all the time on plays. They do it on time where they call a technical, come back, take it away. They call a flagrant, or they do a flagrant, they review it, take it away. This type of play is able to be discussed. They chose not to, and that is absolutely on them. Kane says, I love enforcers, bro, especially dudes who are emotional. Those are my favorite players because I'm a hothead, especially on the court. That's just me. But yeah, no, I hear you. I like them too. But you have to understand, with that want for that type of reputation comes the attention that comes with it. And it's going to happen. Vandal's going to get texts just because of that. These Planet Fitness ass refs, Jeff. That's true, man. That's true. That's true. Let's go through here. How's a 6'7" guy short? Yeah, just the fans talking trash. He's just talking trash, man. He won the battle. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you. Welcome back, Jeff, and congrats again on your wedding anniversary. Let's talk sports. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, sorry for the little break, y'all. Took a lot going on last week, man. Our anniversary. Took my wife to a concert midweek. Then we headed out of town Friday through late Sunday night. So I did like a little quick little sneak live, little kind of different from my normal kind of live. So if any of y'all caught that, kind of got a little different side of me during that live. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in on that. I'll do that from time to time. I typically would just do that for member only streams. But I'll do that from time to time. You know what I mean? So appreciate y'all who pulled up on the Friday stream, excuse me. But outside of that, was really unable to do much because of my anniversary. But I'm back and ready to knock out some shows this week. Appreciate you, Lakers Dodgers for life. Check the rest of bank accounts. Unless his ass is taller. Damn, Luka got 16 texts already. Yeah, I think he's in the range of being suspended already. So that's what I'm saying. He's got to chill. He's got to chill, man. He's got to chill because he does search because he's putting his team in jeopardy, and you've got to relax. You're putting yourself in where you're going to give your team some losses here. Festo, what's up, Festo? What's up, Jeff and Search? Salute, fellas. Appreciate you, bro. How many texts that MF had in Dallas this year before this trade, sir? Yeah, he's had several texts as a Laker, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Let's see, Jeff. I just want to applaud you for a sec for having the ability to be raw with topics, players, etc., without calling names and throwing the same narratives other guys throw. Hey, I appreciate that because you know what? I consider myself the slayer of false narratives. I've been trying to say this. This is why a lot of content creators, like, what's the word? Like, a lot of content creators, kind of get scared of that approach, right? Because they just want to run with narratives and be cookie cutter and run with the clickbait. And I don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. I don't attack men as men. Anything that happens on the court is fair game. I've had my share of, I make fun of Portland all the time, just playing around. It's kind of an inside joke, right? But outside of that, I pretty much show love and respect. I don't hate on no one. I don't really do any of that. And some people just run with narratives because it gets views. Some people just run with narratives because honestly, it's easier. It's easier. You don't have to know the game as much. You don't have to put in the work. You don't have to be that smart, right? You just kind of go down there and just run with what everyone's doing, talking about, keep the conversation going with a bunch of people who hop from chat to chat to chat with the same story, same thing. I don't like doing that. I don't like the same show as everyone else. Every other channel we go, every other video, no matter where I go, I see the same show, right? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the same show everywhere. I don't want to bring the same show everywhere. I'm not that guy. My show's different. I take pride in that. So I appreciate you recognizing that, Kane, because that's exactly what I'm striving for. So I appreciate it. And I know you don't just give compliments to give it. So I appreciate you. Speaking of reputation, Luka is a marked man. Today was a perfect example, even though the refs overreacted. Yeah, that's a fact. And that's what I was saying. Like, he's got to learn. He's got to learn to kind of tuck that in. He's got to tuck that in, man. He's got to tuck that in. Like, yeah, what's that? I'm just going to tuck mine in. When Debo comes, you got to tuck it in, Luka. Tuck it in, Luka. Your mama gave you that chain. Tuck that in, Luka. Come on, man. Man. That can cost you a playoff game too. Facts, Cuba. Facts. What's Search putting up here? 2023, 2024 NBA season. That's last year, Search. Like, Kane says, I think says, for example, you were spot on the last few years. Yes, Russ, D'Lo, Ham, all disappointed as well as lack of proper depth. But we can also admit in 2023 that wasn't the best version of Braun AD, and they stopped meshing. Yes, yes. Look, a lot of these things can be true, but the problem is, you know what I feel like truly separates me, and I do take pride in, is I don't have to be right. I don't have to be right, and I won't die on a hill. A lot of these guys will just go forever with the take because they have to be right. I do not have to be right because it's just my opinion. I don't have to be right, but a lot of these guys do, right? And so, and professionally, I'm talking about people on ESPN. I'm not talking about any individual. I'm talking about in general, nature. People don't like to be wrong. I'm human. I'm going to be wrong, and I'm fine with that. But I don't say something I know is wrong just because I want to be right. You get what I'm saying? Because I want to sell people on me being right. I don't do that. And when I realize something I'm saying is wrong, I'll be like, yo, I got that wrong, bro. What was I doing? Like I'll admit I was wrong. A lot of people can't do that because they feel like it affects their pride or like it's some type of batting average or something if you're wrong. We all wrong, man. We can be right. We can be wrong. It's okay. It's sports, not a doctor. You're not figuring out which artery to replace. Relax. Relax. No one is taking you as serious as you take it yourself. Relax. All right. So that's what I'm saying. I've been saying I fought all last year. I got called out. I got sneak dissed. I got all things on me simply saying that Darvin Ham was not the only problem on this Laker team. I knew that. I was right. And no one wants to admit that. Darvin Ham was a problem. He was not the only problem. And that was my argument. I was right. I was right the whole time. Kept trying to tell you guys that I wasn't dying on that hill. I just believed it. I still do. And the proof is in the pudding. Because as soon as they got rid of him, as soon as they traded AD, they got a new coach in there. They got a new star in there. They got some new role players in there. And now things looked up because Darvin Ham was not the only problem. But he's gone now. Best of wishes in Milwaukee, my guy. No, I'm talking about the 2024 season. Yeah, I picked up on that. Timo agrees. What's going on, Timo? It was the first tech that cost Luka the game, honestly, because if he didn't let his emotions take over, he would have just had one tech from talking trash to the fan. No, I hear you, Timo. I hear you. What I'm saying is he's been kicked out of games before. So while that didn't cost us the game, we're getting closer in the territory where he's going to be kicked out of games that it cost us. That's kind of my point. That's my point. Honestly, if we were a real championship team, we would have won the game, even though Luka got kicked. It just spiraled, Search. It was an avalanche after that. It was a complete avalanche. Just fell apart. We fun to watch and dangerous, but we win in a chip. I don't know. Big Nuggets fired their coach. Festo's laughing at him. What's going on? Soro. Mr. Joe Soro. Make sure to go subscribe to Joe Soro show, man. A Joe Soro experience. Yeah, you're right, Joe. Doesn't have the depth to do with this here emotional blow. It spiraled. It just kind of, like I said, it was an avalanche. Just kind of fell apart. One of the things I hate about the NBA, mainly from fans' discourse, is that scapegoating, singling, forgetting it's a team game. Even GMs forget that aspect of team all day. So duos, trios, quarters, struggle. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. I think everyone's wants someone to blame. Everyone wants to blame someone. Everyone wants it to be someone's fault. It may not be an individual's fault. An entire team didn't defend well. An entire team didn't shoot well. That's usually where it comes down to. That's usually where these things happen. It's usually what happens here. I'm trying to catch up so I can get to some Dodger talk here. If the Lakers are not a championship team in the West, is anyone? The Lakers are. OKC is. A lot of these teams, several of these teams could be. Injuries will be the indicator. Yeah, I agree. It's not, though. Then it's Lakers versus OKC in the West. Yep. Jose Sandoval. What's going on, man? How does Draymond get away with clapping in the ref's face and only get one tech? Yeah. Just seemed like that ref had it out for Luka for some reason. As Bron's age, this is incredible. His marvel of nature. It is. Facts. Lakers Dodgers for Life said, this is what infuriates me about LeBron is lackluster performances. For someone that considers himself to have a high basketball IQ, he sure does some stupid-ish on the court. Bron, I do believe he does have a high basketball IQ, but yeah, he does make mistakes like any other human. But Braun will do things that will infuriate you, and Braun will do things that wows you. All superstars will. That second half he had tonight was great. But I hear you. The Lakers bench is lacking, especially when Rui does not play. This is true. Quran says, good game, Jeff. Appreciate you, man. Good win for you guys as well. Like holding back a sneeze here. Feel it. It's trying to come out, but it's like lurking, but it hasn't come out yet. Let's see. We got you guys this time. No, you did. Great game for y'all, man. Great game for y'all. Sunday Thunder didn't execute. Not at all. I like our chances in the West. There is no clear-cut favorite. The West is wide open, in my opinion. The key for us is defense. We've seen what we're capable of when we play defense. I agree. Lake Thunder could win it too. Oh, I agree. Just got to show it. Thunder wouldn't care about that in their locker room. They just want to win. I hear you. Dan Inspiration says, this is exactly why NBA loses ratings. I stopped watching games and only look at scores now. Refs ruined it. The refs have had a hand in wrecking it, yeah, for sure. I'm still in my 20s, but I'm not going to lie. The game is just not as fun as when there was too much drama, toxicities between media and fans, lack of team mentality, too many threes. I watch because I watched my whole life. I think that's it too, because that's what cost me watching a lot early this season. The game itself just became sometimes unwatchable for me. Like I knew I'd always be back. I knew that. And I'll always, this is the game I love. I will always be back. I needed a break from it. The toxicity, just the coverage of it, like the national coverage of it, the talk shows, content creation. I feel like the basketball space in general is just toxic in a lot of ways. And so it's kind of why I love and why I still love covering baseball so much, is because it's just not there. Right. It's just, and when those same type of fans try to, cloud stream or sneak into baseball, they find out very quickly they get outmatched and they get shut down. Baseball, you can't do that in baseball, right? And NBA kind of just lives off it. Kane said that. Let's see. As crazy as it might sound, the Clippers have a chance. I'm not saying they're coming out of the West. I said they have a chance. I've been saying that for weeks. I was getting killed on my show a couple of weeks ago that I'm telling you they can scare someone in the playoffs. I believe that 100%. This Clipper team can scare someone. If Kawhi is healthy, the way this team can play defense, the problem is in the clutch. They struggle in the clutch. But if they can stay healthy and play defense, this team can scare someone. I absolutely believe that. I've been saying that. Absolutely, Serge. That's a fire hat, by the way. Appreciate you. This is a Mamba Day from the Kobe Bryant Mamba Day 2023 at Dodger Stadium. Custom hat. Custom from 22. Got a gift to the show. So appreciate 22 and the Los Angeles Dodger Mamba Day 2023 hat. Appreciate you. My hat collection is ridiculous. You guys probably have only seen maybe 10 to 15% of my collection. My hat and my kicks collection. Wild. Wild. Let's see. That live was legit. Oh, appreciate you. Yeah, man. It was a different type of live from, I'm assuming you're talking to the one on Friday. I opened up a little bit on some of the things of why I haven't been doing as many shows this year as last year. Kind of opened up a little bit. I don't always do that. Every once in a while, you guys will get that. But I appreciate you guys who showed up on Friday, man. See, LA Dodgers all day, every day. What's going on, my guy? What's up, my brother, Jeff TV? Great content. Keep it up, boss. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm getting to this Dodger content real quick. It's just been a minute since I've done basketball, trying to get the people what they want. Jeff is a real one. Appreciate you. You are too. I want this chat to be nothing but real ones. You know what I mean? Nothing but real ones. That's what I want. I want none of the toxicness here, none of the narratives, none of the drama, no bashing. I mean, having an opinion, debating, talking trash is one thing, but I like to have a certain type of show, certain type of way. That's just kind of how I roll. Let's see, Jeff. Brody. I mean, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about, you'd be surprised how many people get real church mouse when they're face to face. You'd be surprised. Again, not saying individuals. I'm just saying you'd be surprised. I've seen some of the loudest people get real quiet when they're around something they've been talking about. Real quiet. I'm just saying. That's last year. Man, I really enjoyed the background here. Hey, appreciate you. I don't know if you're talking about the graphics, the lights, whatever, all of it, whatever. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing good, Micah. Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see. Appreciate you, Search. That day in LA. It was a rough one today, man. Rough one in LA today. Chris, what's going on, my brother Chris? Love you, brother. Appreciate you for showing up. You telling the truth, Empire Jeff. Appreciate you. Chris knows what it is, man. Chris, my guy. Chris knows me outside of this. You know what I mean? Chris can tell you. Chris can tell you. You know, Chris has made the rounds on shows and you know, a lot of things. You know what I mean? Chris is a known dude too. Chris been around. People know Chris, right? Anyone ask Chris, anyone reach out, yo, tell me about Jeff. I guarantee you, Chris will confirm that I'm the same guy on this show and off this show. Same guy. I don't fake the funk. I don't pretend to be nothing I'm not. Same guy. And there's people that know me offline that'll vouch for that. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone does that. That's a fact. See, I think the funny thing about Laker fans who get mad at certain players for not having the same intensity of Kobe. Kobe and Jordan were intense, but most players aren't like that, maybe for the better. Yeah, you know what? Kobe's my favorite player of all time, and I love Kobe Bryant. I didn't realize this at the time when it was happening, but I feel one of the worst things was everyone adopting the Mamba mentality, thinking they're Kobe, because they're not. No one could be Kobe. No one could be Jordan. No one could be Kobe, right? So my thing is, people do basic, everyday, run-of-the-mill stuff and talk about Mamba mentality. Getting up and going to work because you're tired, putting in an 8-hour shift and getting up to go to work, to come home. That's not Mamba mentality, bro. That's responsibility. That's what you have to do to survive, right? That's normal stuff. That's normal stuff. Working 65 hours in a week to achieve a goal for you and your team. That's Mamba mentality. Going 25 hours over what you should have gave to that job. And not even about the money. The journey, the destination, right? Achieving a goal. Maybe you're buying a company. You're just grinding your ass off for 70 hours a week. Or you're building a company. Or you're saving a company. Or you're acquiring a company. Or you're going in and you're taking over as a high-level position in a new company, and you're just buckling down for months until you put your stamp on the place and get it right. That's Mamba mentality. Not showing up and doing something regular. That's not Mamba mentality. That's workman's mentality. You show up, you do your job, you go home. That's not Mamba mentality. The amount of people who disrespect the Mamba mentality by labeling their basic-ass stuff as Mamba mentality, that's the disrespect. And 80% of the people who drop that Mamba mentality line are doing regular-ish. They're not adding value. They're not doing anything extra. You doing what you're expected to do is not Mamba mentality. It's not. It's just not. Doing what you're expected to do is not Mamba mentality. I'm just saying. My comparison is you get tired of hip hop, so you become heavier into the other genres. Sometimes you need R&B, jazz, and rock. Facts. Do that all the time. All the time. Jeff has a hat. I do. I love hats, man. I do. Jerry Harrison Jr. had me dying with his marker board tonight. We will be okay. Jerry's wild, bro. Lakers Dodgers for life said, Jeff, what's going on with the Dodgers? Are they allergic to playing in the cold? Yeah, I mean, I'm almost done with these, and we'll talk Dodgers rest of the show. I get annoyed at sports fans sometimes who say we too much, take them games so serious. I was there, but these players go home to $1 million lifestyle. Everybody else go back to substandard living. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Like people, like I say we because, man, I'm an investor in these teams. My time, my money, like all this stuff, right? But at the end of the day, man, I don't go out here and like not talk to my friends or like when I get done with a Laker game, I don't become a lesser husband because the Lakers lost. That's just stupid, right? It hurts, it stings, and I've been there. I've done that in my life, but I learned from it and grew from it. I became a better fan. I became a content creator. I became someone just, better by controlling my emotions, talking, breaking it down, understanding how they lost instead of throwing a tantrum that they lost. That's my approach. No one wants to see grown adults throw tantrums, guys. No one. Unless they just want to make fun of you. That's it. They just want to clip you, clown you. I'm just saying. What's up, big baby? Jackie, what's going on, Jackie? Jeff, when we getting Joker, Jokic or Giannis? I'm gonna tell you this right now. Joker becomes a free agent right when the Lakers got a whole bunch of cash, yo. Whole bunch of cash. But remains to be seen. We will see. This is way too early to assume what's up with Joker. Way too early to assume. Gotta wait and see. I know Jokic gets flack for not making B-ball his entire identity. Imagine if you a doctor, engineer, and all your convos be about surgeries, apps, software you're working on. Yeah. I mean, he takes care of his family, generational talent, generational wealth, but maybe doesn't totally love the game as much as others do. I miss him too, Serge. More than you know, man. Lakers in third with 3 games left could still land in a play-in. I don't remember it ever being this group down the stretch. Wild for sure. Wild. When did you know LeBron and AD duo stopped working? In my opinion, it was when AD gained weight and when Bron became a 4 around 2000. Yeah, 2000. When they got Russ. When they got Russ, it was done. Our Dodgers been losing, but I know we will get it back going. But besides our Dodgers, who else you think playing good in baseball? Okay. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna get up. We're gonna talk baseball. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the NBA portion of the show. Before I do that, I just want to talk about the Michael Malone firing, Calvin Booth firing, because I was asked that question right off the top, and I waited to the end. This was something that has been coming. This team was cooked. This team was done. This team wasn't buying in. The team had tuned them both out, and those two gentlemen did not get along. They did not get along. Ownership was going to the games. They were going to practices. They were sending higher non-basketball people on road trips. They were interviewing team staff. And from what they heard, both of those men were basically done. The team had tuned them out. Both of them. As a result of that, they made the move. They didn't want to wait till the offseason. They felt that maybe clearing him out now would give them a better chance come playoff time. Rick Adelman's son's getting the job now. He's been a top-tier assistant, known in the league every interviewing cycle. Now he gets a shot going into the playoffs. Maybe he becomes a Denver's next head coach. Maybe, you ever think that's maybe why he ended up staying with Denver, didn't land anywhere else? Maybe he saw this coming. But long story short, it ran its course. They started to tune Malone out. Him and Booth did not get along. And they pulled the plug here at the same time. So appreciate y'all who've been tuning in for basketball. I'm going to switch it over to baseball now. Thank y'all so much. And we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Dodgers today. They're 8-2 loss. They're 1-4 start to this road trip. And they're struggling. They're absolutely struggling right now. Pitching has been struggling. Hitting has been struggling, even though they scored runs. They made a pretty solid comeback against Philly. Took the lead in the finale in Philadelphia on Sunday, then lost it. Their defense has been real bad. The throwing errors. A lot of these things have been kind of hurting the Dodgers right now. A lot of them. Other teams playing extremely well right now. San Francisco Giants, the San Diego Padres, both, I think, lost tonight. Cincinnati went in and took the series from the Giants. Padres just suffered some pretty crushing blows tonight. Jackson Merrill went on the DL, hamstring injury. Cronenworth left tonight's game with the injury. Fernando Tatis Jr. left today's game with an injury. So they're going through it too. Dodgers got Blake Snell on the DL, Freddie Freeman on the DL, missing guys. Got off to a great start, 8-0. Hit a little bit of a bump here. I thought that they would come back to face the Cubs at 12-2, start this series this Friday against the Cubs. I gave them 1 loss each in each series, or maybe sweeping the Nationals. Did not have them losing 2 in each city. That kind of surprised me. So the fact that this is going to be a losing road trip and the best they can come back with is 2-4. They got to hope to not get swept by the Nationals just to come back 2-4. That's wild. That's wild. So today, you know what today felt like, y'all? And Ted, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Today felt like Game 2 against the Mets. Today felt like Game 5 against the Mets. It felt like one of those punt games when Dave just threw a guy out there, a Landon Knack game. We just left Flaherty out to get cooked in Game 5 against the Mets. It just felt like one of his punt games. Now, I don't know if he's just adapting this as one of his main strategies now moving forward, where he's like, look, I've used guys too much, or I'm going to want to burn guys out. I'm going to throw one away to save my guys. I think Dave may have adopted this strategy. Now, it's a little early in the season to say that's law, like to say that this is a for sure strategy. But I'm starting to think it is. Let me know if you guys think I'm tripping. I'm starting to think it is. I'm starting to believe that the Dodgers are punting games. Now, not saying not trying to win. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is letting a guy stay in there and letting him get cooked and saving the innings for the other guys, saving the arms, saving guys. Conforto got rest yesterday in a game he didn't need to. Will Smith has got rest early in the season in a game he didn't need to. I think the Dodgers are really just pacing themselves. They played deep in the last season. They were down a lot of guys. They got guys out right now. I think the Lakers. I think the Dodgers are just approaching this with caution. I think they're going to punt some games. And I feel like I've seen this enough now to be able to spot it. Because no one looked upset about it. They're like, all right, we gave it the Robleski game approach. Didn't work. We got all of our guys to close out the series. On a game on Wednesday, off day Thursday, back on Friday in LA. And it's been brick out there. It's cold in DC right now. We got guys with some nagging stuff. Also, I heard something that hasn't been made too public, but I heard that stomach virus and that thing that Kike had on opening day, I don't know if that's the same thing Mookie had, but it's made its way through a good portion of the team. I think what I heard was at least 30 to 35% of the team has been sick. Hasn't really been out there, hasn't really gotten out there because they probably don't want the opposition to know that. But this team has also been struggling with a pretty serious injury bug that's made its way through the clubhouse. Even team personnel has been affected by it. So there's that. It's not being really talked about, but that's something that's happening. There's been guys who haven't been able to really leave their room while on the road. Some that are already over it. Some still kind of have it. They still brought that to the White House. I'm just saying. So there's a lot of things going on with his team. Injuries, illness. And maybe I'm wrong because I don't have enough data on this to sit up here and say I'm convinced of this. But I'm becoming convinced of this, that I think the Dodgers punting games is going to be a strategy. Not every game, not a lot of games, but I think that they're going to have some games where they're like, all right, give us your best shot today because this is your chance to get us. And I think they're going to do that, last game of a series, rubber game of a series, maybe. Not so much, but I think they're going to do this more than people think. And I think they're perfectly fine with it. I think it may be becoming part of their strategy. Instead of a full-fledged six-man rotation, instead of ways that we thought they were going to control the innings, they're going to do stuff like this. I'm not 100% ready to go there yet, but I'm starting to feel pretty confident in that. I think the Dodgers, the strategy they used last year in the playoffs of punting some games, I think that they are going to continue that this season so that they don't have to do that come playoff time. That's just my opinion. Dan Inspiration says, Jeff Robleski, I've watched him a whole year. He gives me Michael Grove vibes. I don't want him on the Dodgers, period. He's had good moments. He's had bad moments. But again, today he was basically out there to eat innings. He did that. Didn't work out, but I get where you're coming from. One thing I noticed with baseball is there are no Ohtani stands. There are Dodger fan, no Soto stands. You're a Yankee fan. Yep, this is true. Not a lot of stands, player stands in baseball. Maybe they are, but like I said, I'm a casual. No, there's really not. There's really not. Not to the extent of what they would be in an NBA area. Aaron says exactly what I said today in Joe's playback. Oh, nice. So see, I'm not the only one that's tripping that. I think that's what's happening. I don't think it's like, I don't think like I like in some type of genius that just discovered this by myself. I agree with you. I think this is something that they're kind of making obvious, right? I think it's easy to pick up if you pay attention. So I agree with you. Punt game. Yeah. And I think they're going to work that into their strategy. Chris says, Jeff, you on to something. I'm always on to something, man. Lakers Dodgers for life says, that's exactly what I've been saying, Jeff. I call it babysitting. It might be a new strategy by Dave, but I don't like it. I don't want to watch Barnes Taylor this early in the season. I hear you. No, I totally hear you. And if they felt like they had another option, they probably wouldn't do it, but they just want to get their guys healthy. They want to keep their guys healthy. They got guys out. They've got guys battling. Like I said, they also have had guys sick that a lot of people didn't know about. So guys had to fill in. I'm okay with it under those circumstances. If everyone is available and ready, that's kind of a different situation, but that's not the case. Like I said, Blake Snell on the DL. Glass now just got rocked. Okay. You got Freddie out. You got guys out for the first half of the year. I think up until or around the All-Star break, you're going to see the Dodgers getting very creative, shuffling some things around, trying new things, hovering around. Maybe they're not as interested in getting that regular season record as we are of them getting it. Maybe they don't care about it. Maybe they're like, look, let's just get off to the start here. Let's stay healthy, get healthy, and then put our foot on the gas, blow everyone out the water. Maybe that's their approach. Nobody knows. I can't speak to their strategy. That's usually at a whole different level. Things that happen, things that kind of get discussed in clubhouses, things that media may or may not hear, things that staffers may or may not hear, stuff like that. But no guy's really going to go out there and put out a strategy before the fact. But some of these storylines like injuries, illness, stuff like that, that stuff I can come across fairly easily. But for me, I'm starting to lean more and more towards the Dodgers kind of being in a punt game scenario. They'll dominate if everyone is healthy, but more likely will punt games to get to the postseason. Yeah, I think they're going to punt games to get healthy while they're unhealthy. I don't think we'll be seeing too many punt games the second half of the year unless their record is just blowing people away. Unless they're like a 10-game lead on anyone even close to them for the best record in MLB. I don't think they'll punt anything until then. I mean, at that point, I just don't think so. Whatever it takes to go back to back, I say do it. Facts. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's their approach. Just making sure they do go back to back, making sure that they get guys back to healthy, but then guys stay healthy for the remainder of the season. Very important. Very important. It's also very important dropping likes on the video. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Become a member by tapping that join button or tapping the first link in the description. Tap that Cash App, $ Empire Jeff. All these ways to help support the channel, as well as super chats, super stickers, super thanks in the comment section after the fact. Greatly appreciate those who continue to do so. And for those steady members, you are greatly appreciated. But the Dodgers, look, it's weird because I find myself in a weird position that I haven't been in for a good portion of my life, where I have some confidence now and in the future of both my basketball and baseball teams. The Dodgers are the clear-cut favorite to win a World Series this year and go back-to-back. The Lakers have put themselves into a position where they're being discussed as a contender, even if some don't think they are. Put themselves in a position where they could potentially beat anybody. Just both teams have really given the city something to watch. The Dodgers have been giving us something to watch for a while. The Lakers held it down forever. Kind of skipped. Last few years been a little tough. But both teams being must-see TV at the same time is fantastic. Dodgers, Lakers, giving the city what they want to see right now. And we love it. We're here for it. Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the world, probably the GOAT before it's all said and done, playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers on a nightly basis, going to pitch this year. LeBron James, a lot of people's GOAT, or number 2 on their list. I don't do the GOAT debate, but he's considered in a lot of circles to be a top 3 player in NBA history. More than likely going to finish his career as a Laker. Broke the NBA scoring record as a Laker. He is a current Laker, right? You got Luka Doncic becoming a Laker prior to his prime. Having Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Roki Sasaki, Yamamoto, amongst other guys coming up. This is an era of Laker basketball and Dodger baseball that we really get to enjoy and we need to be more appreciative of. We need to throw less tantrums, show more appreciation. We need to be less condescending and show a little bit more respect for what these teams have built for us, what they've done. It sucks when we lose. No doubt. It sucks when we go into a rut. It sucks when we get exited out of the playoffs early. It sucks. But don't forget these moments. Don't forget the moment when we won the World Series last year. Don't forget the moment in 2020 when we won the World Series and people tried to tell us it wasn't real. Same thing with the Lakers in 2020. So whenever you get down on your own team and want to throw your players in the trash that helped you win, your owners and executives in the trash that helped you win, who gave you that joy when everyone else told you it wasn't real. The true way, what shows your true colors as a fan, what shows your true colors in general as a person, is how you act when things are bad. You can't just be up here pom-pomming and rah-rahing when things are going great and wanting to tear down the world when things go bad. It don't work that way. During the good, during the bad. There's a saying that stuck with me. Bad times expose bad character. That's what fanhood too. That's what fanhood too. So that's why you guys have seen me time and time again after a tough loss come up here and do just what I did tonight. Simply break it down. Doesn't mean this works for you. Doesn't mean this is how you cope with things. This is therapeutic for me, right? Doesn't mean it is for you. I totally understand that. I've also said that I don't have the right to sit up here and tell people how to fan because I'd be wrong. But I'm just saying, it works for me. This is how I operate. This is how I do my show. Bad times expose bad character. That's just the truth. Back to my question, besides the Dodgers, who else do you think that's playing good in baseball? So I did answer that. So I said the San Diego Padres, the San Francisco, pretty much the whole NL West at the top of it, right? The Diamondbacks got off to a little rough start. Obviously, the Rockies are, they're probably waiting until 2028. But pretty much every team in the NL West has had good moments. Diamondbacks, probably at the bottom of that. The Yankees have been up and down. The Red Sox have been up and down. Orioles. The NL West teams, the NL West is going to be a bloodbath. They're going to pulverize Major League Baseball. The Dodgers, Padres, the Giants came out of nowhere. Did not see that coming. I've been saying all offseason that the Padres are not done. They are not done. Their ownership situation, they've lost guys. I get that. But this is a team that's going to have still a very good year, and they could scare someone in a short series. I still believe in that. Phillies are off to a good start. I'm surprised the most by the start for the Braves and the start for the Giants from two different perspectives. Surprised the Giants got off to such a great start. Surprised that the Braves got off to such a terrible start. Dodgers going 8-0 and then 2-4 and they're potentially 2-4 in their next 6. They got to get a win tomorrow for that to happen. But currently 1-4 in their last 5. But all those wins, when you look at it, the Dodgers have 7 come behind victories in their 9 victories. So they've been getting down a lot. They've been letting teams jump on them. They got to stop that. They got to stop waiting to play the hero card. They got to stop waiting for walk-offs. They got to stop. They got to destroy teams out the gate. Destroy them. Take their will. Take their heart. Take their passion. Scare them. That's what they got to do. I believe it's going to get to that. I believe they will. But teams in the NL West, they're going to be a whole problem. A whole problem. Lakers Dodgers for life said, serious question, Jeff. Does LeBron get a statue if he doesn't get another ring? Or even if he wins another? Or have his jersey retired by the Lakers? Yes and yes. Yes and yes. Look, LeBron, here's why. And before people, you only got one ring. No, hear me out first. The reason LeBron James is going to get a statue is because I believe the Lakers are going to be in the business of displaying all the legends that have played for them. All of them. So LeBron James is going to get a statue. He's going to get his jersey retired because he's going to go down as GOAT or number 2 in a lot of people's minds. He broke the scoring record in a Laker uniform. He won them a chip when we needed it the most in the Kobe year. And because he's LeBron James, he is going to get a statue. I promise you this. He's going to get a statue. Now, people can debate all day long whether they think he should or not, but it's going to be mute because he is going to get one. Aaron says Montgomery and AZ needed Tommy John. Oh, man. So he had opted into that contract after a horrible year last year. Now he got Tommy John. Oh, horrible. I respect the 2020 ring, but it sucked to not get the experience. No parade down Figueroa in June in sunny SoCal. It was in October in Orlando, and it came and went. Season started 2 months too fast. Yeah, it was a time that it's unreal time, an unreal time. But the fact that they tried to discredit it just because it was the Lakers, and they tried to discredit it just because it was the Dodgers. If anyone else's team won those chips, no one discredits Tim Duncan's 1999 ring. No one discredits that. No one discredits the Houston Rockets teams when Jordan was away. No one does that. No, they discredit the bubble chips because their teams didn't win, and they have to make up a reason as to why LA won because it can never be in their minds that LA was better than anyone. Well, we were better than everyone. And in baseball, we still are. And we'll see what happens in the NBA this year. We'll see what happens. But the best part about it, when anyone tries to tell us 2020 don't count for both teams, tell them to look up the official records by those leagues. Because these trolls on the internet don't overrule that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what they got to say. They're not law. They're not real. Their opinions don't matter. Their own friends don't care what they think. Why should we? You know what I mean? It's just hate. So you meet hate with facts. Send them a screenshot of the banner. Send them a screenshot of the NBA crowning them champions. MLB crowning them champions. Send them that. Because you're sending them something real and they're sending you something fake full of hate. That's it. That's it. What's going on, AJ? So true. Stop chasing games. Let's see. Giannis and Dirk will probably get a statue in Milwaukee in spite of one ring. Yeah. Well, a lot of teams that don't have a lot of those superstars come past, get them typically. Yeah. Appreciate you, AJ. Thank you for tuning in. Another thing about Bronny, no one talks about Kankar being on Denver's bench, barely contributing for 5 years. Legit there because he's Joker's friend. Another poor thing Booth did. Yeah, well, again, just like Bronny, I don't think was a poor thing. I don't think what Denver did was a poor thing. They gave their superstar foreigner a guy that could make him feel comfortable and feel at home. I think that was a smart move. I think that was a right move. And but you're right. People have not made a big deal about that either. And I agree. The torpedo Yankees went cold all of a sudden. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing about baseball. And you know this, my guy. You know this. People adjust. People adjust. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is what I love about baseball. And this is why I love that a lot of people can't cover baseball. And this is why I love that clout streamers will never invade baseball. Because they don't know this. They don't even know what a torpedo bat was. They don't even know what a sweep side on a bat was. They don't know where you get sawed off. They don't know how you get jammed inside to break it, but they don't know that, right? But what they also don't know is these pitchers are very gifted, very talented. These pitching coaches, these catchers, these managers, very gifted, very talented. Now, you know when they would throw you inside, they would throw you, try to jam you, get you on the hands, get you down there where your bat would break. And so they just lowered that sweet spot down there. So if you're a pitcher like Alex Vesia, right, who's got that rising heat, what's a torpedo bat going to do to that? When you got a guy so anxious to hit a home run because the sweep side has been lowered on the bat, that they're out there swinging at anything, just drop a couple in the dirt. Swing and miss. No matter what bat you got, if that thing skips you. And this is what I mean about adjustments. This is what I mean about strategy. And this is what I mean by I love baseball so much. because you can get away with something for so long before these geniuses in this game solve it. And while those torpedo bats are a thing, once pitchers adjust to it, once teams adjust to it, they'll neutralize it. And then guys will have to go back to regular bats because they don't want just pitches in the dirt nonstop. They want something to hit. But that torpedo bat screams, I'm up here to swing away. And guys that are using it are guys with swing and miss stuff. So they're going to swing and miss. High heat, bounce a few, sit your ass down. See you after the next 9 batters. That's what I love about baseball. That's what I love about baseball. That's what I'll always love about baseball. Is they can figure it out. They can, and they will. And those torpedo bats are nothing nice, man. Those dudes catch one, they will clap it. Clap. They'll get it. But these pitchers are no joke. These pitchers are no joke. And they're going to figure it out. Majority of the time, they're going to figure it out. And you got to give them credit where credit is due on that. Because you make a mistake on that pitch and it's gone. It's out of there. You also got to trust your catcher to get those balls in the dirt. You got to trust the umpire to call those check swings. Umpires to call those check swings. All these things are important. So baseball is a whole different game, buddy. Whole different game. And that's why I've always said you can be on the top one. You could be on a 15-game winning streak and then lose 6 straight in baseball. Like that. Rápido. Before you know it. Quick. That's probably the best thing about baseball, man. What's that line from Moneyball? How could you? How could you not be romantic about baseball? It's true. I love baseball. I love going to ball games. I love watching all these games. Love it. Baseball was my first love. I love baseball. When I talk baseball, I hope you guys hear that. You know, I love basketball too. But I love baseball. I come from a baseball family. I was raised on baseball. It's different here. It's different for me. I love this game. I love the NBA. Baseball is just different to me. Just always has been. Always will be. The way Nuggets fans talk about Booth is the way Lakers fans talk about Pelinka. They always want to blame someone. They just always want to blame someone. At the end of the day, you let Bruce Brown go, couldn't pay him. You let KCP go for free, couldn't pay him. You let guys leave. And people are going to make fun of Russ, but Russ was playing well there. He was playing well. He had a moment. He had himself a moment. But that team's problems is not Russ. That team's problems is they paid their stars. They paid their stars, and there was nothing left over for anyone else. So now the team's done. Now the team's done. AJ said, Jeff, it feels like nothing working with the Dodgers right now. Defense, pitching, walks, strikeouts. How do you grade our current team's play? I would say they're a C. I would say they're a C. They're winning off talent alone, the 8-0 start. But again, getting down early, letting teams get up on you, having to walk off and come back and all these things. The Dodgers need to stop with trying to get people to chase, and they need to go after guys and get more swing and miss. They got the arms to do it. Stop trying to be cute and just go after dudes. Punch them out. Go after them. That's what you need to do. Every time is go after them. And if you're not going to do it, sorry guys, if you're not going to do it, like these teams, just like I said, just like I spoke on how these pitchers and how these teams adjust. Look what the league did to Roki. Like, look, that his pitch mix could be nasty. But let's make him throw strikes. Until he starts throwing strikes, don't swing. And he was just walking guys left and right and was struggling. Had to put it together. And he did in the next game against Philly. But same with these other guys. They're like, look, we're going to make you throw strikes. You guys are trying to get us to chase. We're going to make you throw swing and miss stuff at us. And the Dodgers got to do it. And Mookie's had some throwing errors on the field. A couple of guys. Miggy doesn't look fully comfortable over there, playing unhealthy probably. Got guys a little out of position. Paez is not a center fielder. So for me, the biggest problem is the defense and the walks. That's my biggest problem. That's my biggest problem for sure. But these are all things I think they can overcome for sure. This is why I have a hard time understanding why Paez is in center field and Mookie is at shortstop. The baseball will find you. Maybe you have a better explanation on why the Dodgers are doing this. The reason why they're doing it is they're trying to get all the bats in the lineup. They got Conforto to help with the left-handed bat. They put Teo in his natural position back in right field. I think they would have loved to have Mookie play second and Edman play short. But Edman's so much better at second than he is at short, and he can play some center field. So Paez, I just think they're trying to figure that out. Paez, I don't believe, should be the everyday center fielder. I'd rather have Kike or Edman play center. I'd rather have Edman be the everyday second baseman. And if that's the case, Mookie probably has to be the everyday shortstop. If you put Mookie at second, which is his natural position, then you got Edman at short, rotating between that and center field and Rojas. Rojas isn't hitting well enough to be in there every day. Paez has been struggling. So they're in there for their bats, but their bats aren't delivering. Now you got to adapt. Because it's like, look, if they're not there for the bats because they're not hitting and they're a liability defensively, now you got to put either someone that can hit or just put a glove out there. If you want a guy who can hit but can field, you still have Outman. You still have Outman. If a guy's going to get up there and bat 100 or less and not give the glove, at least Outman can do that. You could usually count on that with Mickey, but he just doesn't look right. Muncy's not hitting yet, but he's playing a solid third base. Kike's playing everywhere. I think they just got to get their guys back. Freddie's gold glove level first baseman, can dig a lot of those throws out. But I think we're going to have to, I think we're just going to have to probably go the season with Mookie playing shortstop. I think that's just what it's going to be. The Mets are a threat in the NL. Agree or disagree? Disagree. I don't think they have the pitching yet. Let's see if they make any moves. I know the Mets are tight and a little surprised and shocked that Vladimir Guerrero signed that extension with Toronto. They didn't think it was going to happen, and they thought they were going to be in another bidding war for him this offseason, and he signed it. Thing is, you can't guarantee he won't get hurt. You can't guarantee a down year. He had $500-something million on the table. He signed that boy. He signed that boy. He put it out, signed that joint, signed it. So the Mets took an L there. The Mets have thought for a while that they could pair Soto and Vlad Jr. Now that's out. They go after Tucker. Like, well, who do they go after next? But I don't have the Mets as one of the top 5 teams in the NL. We've got some good players. They needed a magical run last year for that to work. I'm not sure that's in there, that they have it this year. Center field and shortstop are the hardest positions in baseball. Makes no sense to me. I hear you. I'm really concerned about our defense. We have major holes. Paez, Mookie, Muncy, Teo, and our catchers can't throw out runners. A couple of our catchers, well, let's touch on these real quick. Let me put this up on the screen. Teo's actually played a decent right field this year. He can throw guys out. He's much better in right than he was in left. So let's keep that in mind there. Paez is a corner outfielder, should not be playing center field. So this I agree with. Mookie, I want to say, I kind of feel like Mookie can kind of figure it out. Muncy hasn't been bad. He's played decent enough at third. Our catchers have been on time to throw guys out. Our guys have just had the ball come out of their glove. They've missed tags. So I think the catchers are going to be okay. Also, our pitchers take a long time to deliver the baseball to the plate, which makes it real rough on the catchers. But a lot of these guys aren't as bad. Pages is one that I think is going to have to be a real concern. Mookie, I think, is going to get better. Muncy hasn't been too bad to me. Teo and right is better than Teo and left. And the catchers, I think there's a combination as to why they've had some bad luck. And I'm not trying to just be an optimist here and make up excuses. This is just what I believe. This is just what I believe. I think those are going to be fine. I think a lot of those will be fine. Pages is going to be the one where I'm like, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Pages is going to be a problem in center field because he's not a center fielder. While Mookie is not a shortstop, Mookie has played all the way around the field, right? He's been capable of doing it. Mookie's a better shortstop than Pages is a center fielder, I feel. And I feel that Teo's a better right fielder than he was a left fielder. But the Dodgers may have to, look, they have to be like, look, are we going to go get someone? Are we moving Pages? Are we moving one of these guys? Conforto or Teo do not play center. So if you're putting Edman in center, you're taking away something that's really good at second. So for my money, I keep Edman at second. I trade for a center fielder. Keep Mookie at short because I just feel that's what it's going to be. And you just go get a center fielder. And you got Kike who can play a different day, a different position, literally every day. He can play third one day. He can play second one day. He can play first one day. He can play outfield one day. Kike can be an everyday player at a different position every day. That's value. So who's that center fielder, yo? Talk to me. Who's that center fielder? Sounds like the topic of the next show. Because that might be what it's coming to, and that might be why the Dodgers have entrenched Edman at second, Mookie at short. Kike is going to be the floater. Maybe they're going after a center fielder. Maybe. I just feel they're going to have to if that's where they're going to keep those guys. They're probably going to have to. So, on that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I am Empire Jeff. This is EmpireJeffTV, EPJ Sports Night edition. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. And Laker game was tough. Luka getting kicked out, tough. Dodgers on this little streak here. Yeah, Kim, I see that. Kim, I don't know. I don't know how much he's going to be up this year. Maybe at some point, but I don't know if they're going to trust the bat fully for him be every day. There could be some. He can get some run. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Search, I appreciate you, brother, for all that you do. Let me know if you guys like more shows like this where we cover the Lakers and the Dodgers in one show, or if you guys like it where I just split them up and keep them separate. I'm going to still do individual shows, but maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, I'll do an EPJ Sports Night, tying the two. And then as basketball season comes to an end, pretty much full-fledged with baseball. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like the combo? Do you like the EPJ Sports Night approach? Or do you like the kind of Dodger-centric show, Laker-centric show? Let me know what you guys think. You guys are, have as much control over these shows as what I do as I do. So if you guys are watching in the comment section, let me know what you think about it too. What type of shows do you guys prefer? Something like this where we do both? Or do you want it where I just keep it one team, one show, and rotate back and forth? I think I'm always going to do EPJ Sports Night, but depending on how much you guys like it or not, will determine how often I do it. Because you can watch, like when I first do it, if you look at the analytics of the show, see it spikes when I first come on with basketball. It'll dive off when I first come into baseball. And then people come in for baseball later and it spikes back up again. So people are watching it. Like it's getting there. But I've got to be more consistent and do shows so YouTube gets back to sending out notifications when I go live. I got to get out of YouTube jail when it comes to them being upset when I don't do 4 or 5 shows a week. So appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a great Wednesday. I will catch you guys probably sometime tomorrow night. And as always, let's go Lakers. Let's go Dodgers. I'm out of here, guys. Peace. Have a good one.